Alright, so this is the project. It's 2013 BMW R1200GS. It's the first water boxer. Had a stator burn out, factory stator. So the stator lives inside the motor. So basically what I did was took the bike completely apart. So I've got a wiring harness and a frame. Took the rear swing arm off. To access the back of the motor, the swing arm almost has to come off. So I took it off. You can probably leave it on. The front swing arm bolts to the motor, so you might as well loosen that up. Take that loose. And it's captured in between the frame and the motor. So when the motor comes off, that thing's laying on top of it. You can tie it up or whatever you want to do. So this is the motor. So first step, you don't take the valve covers off. I'm just running the valve lash. So you're going to take the front of the motor off to get the clutch out. The clutch motor input shaft, the clutch hub here goes on the shaft. That has to come off. The clutch has to come out. So this is the input shaft. This is the transmission. So basically what you're going to want to do is take the bolts loose, pull the transmission out, and the stator is here. You can see where it's burnt. So it looks like the insulation came off and it shorted out. So that's the issue with the stator. And the stator lives, this is the permanent magnet, the hub. That doesn't have to come out. These things, I don't think, go bad. But, so the stator is retained on this mount. And there's a nut in the middle that goes on the end of the counter shaft. Yeah, this magnet's really strong. You've got to pry it out and work your way out. So once you get all the bolts loose and then the nut off, it'll come off, but it's such a strong magnetic force you have to pry it up and finally get it out. So this is the new stator. I got this off eBay for $239. Factory OEM stator is $1,300 bucks. It's got a 2-year warranty, but being I'm doing the labor myself, obviously BMW won't do the labor. So that's it. So now the process is going back together. I got a recluse clutch. So the old clutch has this many discs, and the recluse clutch has twice as many. Let me show you that. So those are the metals and the friction, right? And there's twice as many points of contact in the same space. The clutch is a weak issue in these bikes. This is the water pump. So all the front of the motor can be easily accessed while it's in the bike. The back of the motor is the issue. And of course, obviously the valves are easy to access with it in the bike. But the back's a real issue. So hopefully the bike's got 75,000 miles on it. Hopefully this stator will last as long as that one did. We'll be all set. But it looks a little worse than it is. Everything plugs in fairly easy. Once you get it apart, it's not a big deal. But it took about 4 hours to get this process. And then maybe an hour working on this to get the new clutch in, the new stator in, get it all buttoned up. That's it. All right. That's it.